How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We just got news that someone's going to be buying a lot more than Blackrock in terms of Bitcoin. I want to talk about that, talk about some of the news that came out about the ETFs late last night, and talk about what else is happening in the market. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you can see future videos just like this one right when I post them. While you're down there, there's a link to Margex where you can long, you can short, you can trade different cryptocurrencies. They have a ton of different assets. There's no know your customer, so they don't ask you a lot of information. It takes maybe 2 minutes to set up. You can deposit, and with that link, you also get deposit bonuses. So definitely check that out. It's one of my favorite places if you're looking to trade cryptocurrencies. There's also a link down there to Blowfin, which is another great exchange. And they're giving you a deposit bonus right now. They use Fireblocks as well, which is a very safe thing to be built on as a trading company. Now, as you can see, crypto's up a little bit from some of the depths that we saw yesterday. 42,200 for Bitcoin, Ethereum right at 2,300. Solana still taking a bit of a dip. So just kind of a quiet period after this huge run up recently. We've just had some sideways action, but we've still been getting a lot of news recently. For example, this is something that you're not going to see probably many places on Twitter. I saw one post about it, but someone is swallowing up a lot of Bitcoin. This is 500th down the list in the terms of the Bitcoin rich list. So a lot of people don't see this. They go to BitInfo charts, if they even know what that is, and they go look at the wealthiest wallets and whether they're buying or selling. But this is way down the line. But they were all bought, the same amount basically was bought amongst 13 different wallets, all within a day of each other. So I'm paying attention to this. I don't know if you are. This wallet stands out a little bit because it was 3 days before, but it's almost the exact same amount of Bitcoin as all these other wallets that all had inflows of 3,166 or 3,167 Bitcoin on the same day. And they're split up amongst 12 wallets. So this person, whoever owns this amount of Bitcoin, whoever's buying, would be in the top 15 if they put it all in one wallet. But some people don't want to put all their eggs in one basket. Pretty much literally at this point, they don't want to put all their Bitcoin in one wallet. So they spread it amongst 10 or 12 or more wallets. So this person just swallowed up a lot of Bitcoin. Now, when they bought it, we're unsure, but they most likely bought it recently. If there's someone that wants to actually spread out the risk, which it looks like they are, they probably didn't keep it on a centralized exchange for very long. And they bought over $1.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. So we continue to see entities like this buy Bitcoin. Like I said, they would be in the top 15 if anyone was paying attention and put it all together. That's one person. Now, we also got news that someone else is going to be buying a bunch of Bitcoin here soon, 20 times what BlackRock is planning to buy in a few days. But first, I want to cover some of the other news. So Fidelity Spot ETF is going to have a 0.39% fee. Yesterday, we had the final updates to the SEC. All these different ETFs had to give the final updates. So these are pretty low fees. I mean, 0.39 is higher than like VOO or VTI or some of the traditional index funds, but it makes sense those hold a lot less risk for the person custodying the crypto. Galaxy and Invesco have a 0% fee for the first 6 months, and actually they also have 0% fee for the first $5 billion in assets. That is going to draw a lot of people in. Like, if you could hold something for 20, 30 years at zero fee, I think you would try to buy that as quickly as possible to make sure that you save on that. Because if they had a 0.25% fee, that would add up over time. Now, for most people, they won't really look at the fee. They won't really care about the fee. I believe ARK Invest said somewhere around 0.75%, which is going to be hard to get people to use that, I think, instead of Fidelity or Galaxy Invesco, because the fees are just much higher. BlackRock will probably have a very low fee as well, but we haven't heard about theirs yet. Bitwise did announce something big as well. They're going to seed their Bitcoin ETF with $200 million. That's 20x BlackRock's $10 million cash seed. Recently, it came out that BlackRock already seeded their ETF with $100,000. Then about 2 to 4 weeks later, they said that they're going to seed it with $10 million on January 3. Bitwise is talking about buying a lot more. They're talking about $200 million. That will send up the price of Bitcoin. Now, it's not guaranteed. Like if you're sitting there like, oh, I should buy Bitcoin right now because someone's going to buy 200 million. There are people that do that all the time. It's just a question of the sellers as well. So just because someone's going to buy 200 million right away doesn't necessarily mean that we're for sure moving up, but it does get some excitement. It does give people some excitement, and it does cause one more person to buy $200 million worth of Bitcoin, which most likely would push up the price. A lot of people are excited about this. I mean, like I said, it is much bigger than what Blackrock has said. It is a big amount, but this is just the beginning. I mean, we're already talking about some companies saying, oh yeah, we'll give you 0 fees on the first 5 billion. So they're expecting to have a lot more than $5 billion worth of assets in Bitcoin. So I am watching this. I'm watching to see who else comes out and says that they're going to seed with what numbers, what their expenses are going to be, because that does drive more adoption if the fees are lower. Imagine 12 different companies buying $200 million worth of Bitcoin. And that's, again, just the seeding. That's huge. So continue to watch, continue to pay attention. We also have news recently. I covered this yesterday. Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a hyped up fraud, but then he went and became an authorized participant for Blackrock. So everyone wants in right now. Even if they hate Bitcoin, they still want in on Bitcoin. They still want to buy, which is why I always say, watch what they're doing, not what they're saying. And last thing I want to cover, the reason that so many people are interested in Bitcoin is either the technology, but more because of the performance. Most people are interested in the performance, and Bitcoin had another great year. Now in 2022, had a bad year, but 3 out of 4 years is not bad, seeing the price of Bitcoin go up. It had a 158% year. The NASDAQ had a great year, up 43%. I believe the NASDAQ 100 was up 50%. S&P 500, 24%. Gold, 14%. Bonds, silver, 2 and 1. Bitcoin is the winner almost every single year. If you look back over the last 12 years, 13 years, it outperforms 3 out of 4 years. Every 3 out of 4 years, pretty much. It's the best performing asset class, which a lot of people are jealous of. A lot of people want a piece of it now, which is what we're seeing with all these ETFs. They want those fees. They want the AUM. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video, though. Let me know what you think about these big purchases, these big seed rounds. I really do appreciate you watching. Again, you can check out the links to Margex and to Blowfin underneath the video. I also have a link down there to my Twitter. Check that out if you want to follow along. I say things a lot more often on Twitter, or I retweet. I like things. So you can go follow me there to get more updated information or faster information, because it does take a little bit of time to make videos. Also, there's a link to the Patreon in case you want to know what I'm buying or selling. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.